Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching episode 8 of season 2 of The Expanse. The last episode, I kind of got a little excited about the idea of Bobby Draper going to Earth. Mostly because she wasn't going to be going to Earth in the context in which she thought she was going to. She's not going to be fighting a physical war, more of like a political war. But at the time, it didn't occur to me until I was kind of redoing my notes. There's a high chance that she's going to have an interaction with Christian. And I can't think of two women that I would like more to sit down and have a chat. Mostly because Gunny calls bullshit on oh god, what's his name? Mostly because Gunny calls bullshit on Thorensen, wanting her to tell a story that wasn't exactly what she remembered or what she thinks she saw. She remembers the seventh man chasing the UN Marines. And the UN Marines, yes, they were advancing on the Mars line, but they were running away from something. And he's like, stop talking about that. Don't bring that up. I'm tired of hearing about this thing that wasn't in a vac suit. We saw it. Extrasolar of origin? It's blue. It's blue. Anything that's blue, I'm wary of. We know that that's probably proto-molecule based. If that's not the alien that brought it there, then it's the alien who wants to collect it again. Not quite sure. I still don't know the purpose of the proto-molecule making its way into our solar system. But the fact that she saw this, and she is trying to tell this story, and he doesn't want her to, and she pretty much tells him that's bullshit. And the fact that Christian knows bullshit when she sees it and when she hears it, and the fact that Bobby doesn't want to deliver bullshit, I think that they might actually have a really good conversation. It might be a little bit of a pissing match at first, but then I think we'll get some dramatic response. So amazing. Now, speaking of dramatic response and kind of a pissing match, Fred Johnson and Anderson Dawes, and a little bit of Holden in there too. The fact that Fred Johnson and Holden are trying to tell Belters how they can help the Belt when it comes to Earth and Mars. They're Earthers, and Anderson Dawes is like, no, somebody who runs the Belt or knows the Belt's best interest should be helping the Belt. And love your theories. Nah. He truly believes that Mars and Earth see Belters as possessions or test subjects, and he doesn't want a peace. It's not that he necessarily wants a war, but he doesn't want the Belt to suffer because of their not being a war. Quite frankly, if there's not a war, the boot is on his neck. And I get it and I understand it. I still don't like it. The fact that Ganymede was attacked and they use Ganymede as an agricultural moon, that's not good because you've already seen what happens when ice gets destroyed in space and it doesn't make it to Ceres. You know, there's no water and there's no air. And I can only imagine like soybeans, we use soybeans a lot in American culture. So I'm guessing that that's going to have quite a heavy toll. There are refugee ships, I believe, that are arriving at Tycho from Ganymede. It's really interesting that Anderson Dawes was there because he wasn't coming from Ganymede. At least he would be coming from Ceres. Why was he there? I don't know. That's a question I think that needs to be answered. It's a big question mark. Well, all I know is that Holden doesn't like him very much. I think Holden can see that Dawes has kind of a focus on Naomi because Naomi's from the Belt. And Naomi kind of ran around with OPA people in the past. And while there's different factions of the OPA, I feel like she still kind of has that in her heart a little bit of the Belt should come first. She even says to Holden, like, it's about time a Belter ran the Belt instead of someone from Earth or Mars. I don't really like the way Dawes looks at her and speaks to her. And it's not in like a rude way, but it's almost kind of like, if I stare at you long enough, like we're gonna like telepathically know that we're on the same page. It's just like, just leave her alone. I don't like it. I also don't like the interaction that he has with Drummer. The fact that, they seemed pretty close. And then they have a moment while they're on Tycho that, like, it seemed intimate. Ugh. I don't like it. I really am curious what that's about. I want to like her, and I'm just gonna throw it out there that everybody in the comments, you might have spoiled things unintentionally through your excitement, because now I know that Drummer and Bobby are some of your favorite characters. I don't know if that takes the stakes away if they're ever in situations in which their life might be in danger. But I know that, like, y'all love them and you're excited for me to love them. And I love that excitement, but now I know before I've been able to discover it on my own. Bummer. But still exciting, I think. Now, there's an argument of what they should do with the missiles that Fred Johnson has collected. And I think actually all the big three, Dawes, Holden, and Fred Johnson, want to give them back. One, so it's not a war crime. Two, it's not seen as them playing a game. And three, to kind of broker a deal or a peace or extend a hand to Earth and say, look, we had these and we're giving them back to you. I really don't think they have a choice. Like, really, if they pointed those at Earth, I'm pretty sure Earth could blow them literally out of the fucking sky. Out of space. Anyway, but Fred and Holden are also holding back when they're talking about what they saw on Eros. Anderson Dawes knows there's something more to that. And interestingly enough, Fred Johnson still has a scientist from that space station who is still kind of talking to the proto-molecule. And who tells Anderson Dawes but Diogo? I was a little worried about him floating in space, and now not so much. Once he tells Anderson Dawes about Kodazar, no good. And then when Anderson Dawes takes Kodazar and Diogo is the one that's left in the ship as a decoy, that kid's radicalized. There's no coming back. There's no coming back. He's, I don't want to say dead to me, but now I don't care. Now I don't care. Space him. I don't care. That's so mean. That's so mean. Now, there was a moment where Amos was helping some of these refugees that were coming off the ship onto Tycho Station. And there was a little bit of a skirmish, and he pushed a woman, and the woman's son kind of came forward and pushed Amos and started screaming at him about his mother. And Amos definitely went through a moment there where he was, I don't know if he was recalling a memory of his own mother, if he was recalling a memory of him having to defend his own mother. Oh man, Amos, I just want to give him a hug. He goes and he speaks to Kodazar about this because he's really, really curious as to, like, the procedure that they had done to their brains where they kind of lack empathy or lack the ability to care anymore about anything. And Kodazar kind of tells him that, it's better to let it sit in the past and forget about it and move on and move forward. And the proto-molecule's always moving forward. And that just makes me really sad because I think him having that memory of his mother and the memories that he does have is that shows, like, that he still has a bit of humanity in him. And that there's still kind of a conflict and that he does have those emotions. It's just they're not super prominent. And he doesn't go to them in times of crisis. He looks to the people that he trusts to tell him right from wrong. Definitely Naomi, who's the most even-headed person on the entire ship. That's my go-to as well. I'm so happy that he looks to her. And then we don't see him for the rest of the episode. And I thought that was really curious that he was with Kodazar and then Kodazar got taken. So either he is with Kodazar or he snuck on Dawes' ship. But the fact that Diogo was by himself on that ship, I don't know, really. I would like to think that Amos did that, but I don't know if that is me just wanting him to be the hero. I want him to be the hero. I like him being the hero. Now, Naomi is struggling to pick a side, whether it's the belt or it's to not pick a side like Holden. Holden's just like, I'm not picking a side at all. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm not getting involved. And Naomi is from the belt. She loves the belt. She fights for the belt. She is a belter. She wants a belter in charge. I think very much she, like, agrees with the OPA in a lot of ways and maybe just disagrees with their tactics. But she lied to Holden. she did not destroy the protomolecule like he thought she did. And obviously that's going to come back to haunt her, or there's going to be a situation in which she has to admit that it's still around. And I don't think that's going to bode well for their relationship. Holden seems to be somebody, I don't want to say holier than thou and like righteous, but he doesn't seem like somebody who will forgive lying. And because Naomi is such a straight shooter that she rarely ever like tells a blatant lie, I don't think that that's going to bode well for them. Especially because Holden learned from Fred Johnson that Kodazar said that there is more of the protomolecule out there, and I'm sure it's the protomolecule that's in that torpedo. I really don't want to like watch a couple fight. I really don't. Just break up already. It's not going to work. And then lastly, we did see Christian and Ehrenreich kind of having a little bit of their own pissing match about whether they should attack Mars and retaliate for the attack on Ganymede. And of course, Christian says we should have a peace summit. And this peace summit's where Bobby is going to be to give her testimony as to what she saw. So I hope that's in this episode. I hope that's where we start out. I would love to just see Bobby step off a ship onto Earth, where there's green things growing, and there is air, and there's water, and there's an ocean, and there's an atmosphere. I want her to feel the rain on her head. Something that Miller never got. Why do I torture myself with Miller? Oh, Miller. I miss you, buddy. All right, guys. Before I start crying all over again, let's get into it. Because guaranteed, I will start crying again. When people tag specific like little times in the comments, I will click on them and to see what they're talking about. And a lot of times it's like I start getting choked up because I remember how I felt in that moment. I appreciate that, but it hurts real bad. I do love that they have the beginning in this now because it just like really feels like the show is starting. Oh, starting out with green. Is it Bobby? That is not Bobby. Oh, we're not even on Earth. Oh, is this Ganymede? Yeah, because it's Jupiter in the background. Oh no. Oh no. Is this just before the attack? Oh no, 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 no. I was going to say dead, but not dead. How do you survive that? Is that like water? What is that? Okay. Oh, where's his little girl? Refugee ship in the belt. A refugee ship.
Hey.
Oh, his head.
Me looking for me daughter May. She here?
Dinner child here, Bertolota.
Oh.
Dr. Meng? Prax?
Dr. Meng?
There was a battle in orbit. Nobody knows what started it, but one of the mirrors was destroyed.
Okay, so we still don't know what started that.
The safety blisters held it was the only reason that we were able to get up.
Ah, okay, that explains a lot, actually.
She was at a doctor's appointment at the clinic in Sector 4.
So did he just imagine her?
Half the mirror came down on Sector 4. May's gone.
There's sometimes that I just like, I'm like, I like Holden, and then there's other times I just stare at him and I'm like, he looks like he's about to throw a temper tantrum.
Yeah, you little shit.
Yeah, you little shit.
Let me check my pockets.
You gotta tell me everything we said, or I'm gonna break you in two.
Space him.
Gong Sasake. If you don't want for fight no more, then go back for your real home. Dawes gonna be fist for the belt.
Jogo.
Uh-oh.
You
don't get to tell me who to kill.
Okay.
From the opposite side of the ring. Dawes' ship
Smart.
was a diversion.
Yeah, no shit.
Jesus, Holden.
We lost track.
Who is in charge of security at this goddamn station?
That would be me.
Interesting.
Say what you mean.
Either you're doing
Yeah.
an incredibly shitty job, or you're no longer in control of the people who work for you.
That's enough.
Sir, we've received priority message for you.
Bold.
You're from Dawes.
In the office.
Wait here. Frey Johnson,
What does she know?
I have tried to teach you the Beltway. I have failed. You told us that when you destroyed Protogen, that you destroyed all its secrets as well. But instead, you preserved what you could. And we have taken to you as a brother. But this is the Urta in you still. We do not want to live under anyone's boot, Frey Johnson.
Yeah.
I have stolen your secret, Frey Johnson. And I am giving it to the belt.
Whew. Henderson Dawes can give a speech.
Do you want to be alone?
No,
Definitely don't leave him alone.
I don't like the thought of being burnt. To anyone.
Sounds awful.
So do you have any idea what you're gonna do now?
I don't know. I was born and raised on Ganymede.
Oh, wow.
It'll take them years to rebuild this station. Forgive me for saying so, but I don't think you're cut out for that kind of work.
It's okay.
The terraforming project could always use more agritechs.
Botanist on Mars. Where have I heard that before?
I am the greatest botanist on this planet. So,
We could start over together.
Oh. That seemed unwelcome. I mean, he just lost his home and his daughter. Starting over doesn't really seem thrilling for him.
Cortazar was scanning the system for signals like that. He found one.
Where?
He was still trying to figure it out. He only heard it
Torpedo?
once.
You didn't mention any of this.
There wasn't any time. We need to find the source of that shout before Cortazar leads Dawes to it.
We might be able to get what you need. I can help you with that.
I like those two together.
I'll grab my gear.
Ooh. She's not happy with Holden. I mean, it has to be the torpedo, right? Aren't you trying to see if there's anything near it? Launch, like, into the sun? Or, like, move it?
What?
I'm sorry, I didn't tell you there was more of it out there. I didn't want to argue about it.
Fair.
I've got work to do.
Is Holden gonna go sulk now? Amos, buddy. You need a hug?
Amos. Hey.
Did he get into a fight?
You missed all the action.
Did he?
Sure.
It looks like it.
You gonna give me a hand?
No.
No.
He's very calm about it. Alex, go after him. You know that's not normal.
We do not want to live under anyone's boot, Frey Johnson. Feelings torture you.
Getting everyone riled up.
We herded into chambers to be used like animals.
Is that the security guy? Well, we found the hole, now didn't we?
Take care of yourself.
You too.
Go with her.
You know we'll be competing for the same job, right?
Yay. I don't want him to be alone. He just lost his baby.
you. No.
I'm going to Mars.
Enos only.
I guess I
Why
could
can't he
stay.
go?
No, it's okay.
It's like one less mouth they have to worry about. Do they have a thing? Look. What the fuck? He just lost his daughter. Now he had to lose Doris? I'm telling you, that's my number one fear of going into space, is this. What a horrible way to die. Oh, man. I get the Belter rage, but it's crazy.
Does it make you happy to know there's more of that stuff out there?
If it is, it is. It's better to know.
Very matter of fact, huh?
What's he gonna do with that kid who helped Dawes?
He's a traitor, and he deserves to be spaced.
I didn't ask what you would do. Dawes seems to think different.
Dawes has always had a unique way of seeing the world.
Do you know
You
him?
okay, drummer?
He used to work for him.
Oh, well, I
How'd
mean,
you end up here?
yeah.
I was with Dawes when he found Fred in a bar on Ceres. But Dawes spoke to him, showed him a different path.
Must have been quite the conversation.
Yeah, for real.
It was more than talk. You found what Cortazar found.
Ganymede? So not the torpedo.
The shout came from Ganymede. There's protomolecule on Ganymede Station.
Oh, the alien was there.
Then we go there, find it, and shut it down.
How do you propose to do that? The Martian
Yeah,
think
no
it's
doubt.
Ganymede cordoned off.
We'll find a way.
Sure, we can go in blind again.
Oh my God,
Guns
Holden.
blazing. Maybe we
Yeah.
can steal another ship to smash into it. We did that already. And look where it got us. The protomolecule is out in the world now. We just have to accept that and figure out how to deal with it.
Naomi.
Well spoken, Holden.
Jim. Jim.
Oh, the
I know
lighting.
you feel like we failed.
As
but
long as we're living and breathing, there's more we can do. We just have to be strong enough.
Jefferson Mace, you are cleared to dock at berth 14. Please note that all refugees will be subject to ID and medcheck immediately upon debark. Tycho TC out.
Troublemaker. This man has been so traumatized.
They threw a bunch of people out in the airlock, everyone from Earth and Mars. They said they were going to take them home, but they threw them out the airlock.
What ship were you on?
I don't know.
Okay, can you give me a name, the person who did it?
No, I don't know.
You made it here? You're alive? Hold on to that. Get some food, grab some mat space, and rest.
Hey, Bernie, here you go. This for you.
Oh, Alex.
Welcome to Station. All new arrivals must register their ID.
Oh. This poor man.
He was working for Protogen.
So let's see if we can connect anyone on Ganymede to Progen.
Prax?
Who here was on Ganymede when the battle broke out?
Okay, now just ones with advanced degrees in genetics, biology, nanoinformatics. Dr. Lawrence Strickland, degrees in all three.
Not Prax.
He was working in a clinic as a pediatrician.
A pediatrician. May.
Check the photos. Who are the people with him and where are they now?
We now have nearly 3,500 refugees from Ganymede aboard.
And Tycho wasn't built to handle anything like that, I know.
Should use the Navoo.
I want you to draw up a station.
Oh shit.
It's the safest way.
Pride again.
Oh my god. Go, girl.
Point down!
Shoot him!
Down!
No one else needs to die.
Fucker.
We want the missile, boss man. If you're not going to use them, we will.
Oh, Jesus. That's not gonna go well. Oh, this man has been through so much. Jesus, Holden.
Your Prax came in.
Settle down. Settle down, you're gonna get hurt.
You settle down, Holden. Jesus. Always coming in hot.
What do you know about Dr. Lawrence Strickland?
He's my daughter's pediatrician.
That's it?
He helps me with my research sometimes.
Holden wanted a much bigger answer. He doesn't have the proto-molecule on him.
It's just a soybean. I'm a botanist.
Oh, it's actually really sweet.
Give us the codes.
No.
No.
Exactly. Oh.
Stop! Stop! Are you next? You may as well put the next one in me.
Oh.
Join us.
I work for Fred.
Atta girl.
Maybe not for long, though. Then maybe she lived long enough for see doctor.
Maybe she lives long enough to kick you in your face. Put a fucking blaster bullet in your head. Lydia Maloof. That's his kind of adopted mother.
You know what your problem is?
I'd like to.
I'm gonna tell you.
Oh.
The problem is the only person you give a shit about is yourself.
That's
Isn't
most
that
people's
most
problem.
people's problems? If they're being honest.
Oh, okay.
What I'm trying to figure out is why you won't.
Because he doesn't want to.
Because I don't feel like it, Alex.
You don't feel like it, really? That's not good enough.
Alex, chill.
We help each other. That's what people do. We help.
He's going
That's
through
why
something,
we
can't you
leverage.
tell?
So then why don't you help your family?
What?
They're right there on Mars where you left them.
Ouch.
God damn you. You gonna throw that in my face?
Oh, Amos! Amos! Oh, God. Not that I think he would kill Alex, but he could kill Alex if he really wanted
I
to.
don't want to fight you, Alex. Please don't make me.
Oh.
Because if we do, who's gonna fly the ship?
He's automatically assuming he'd kill him. Wow.
Happened to you.
A lot. A lot. His lip was quivering.
Do you hear that beeping too?
Yeah. Looks like Naomi's been monitoring one of the hangar bays where Fred Johnson stashed all the nukes. Why would she do that?
She's smart.
She's smart.
Are me and Amos gonna have a thing here?
He was my daughter's pediatrician, that's it.
You might
was the
want to
last
take
time
that,
you saw
Holden. Oh, God.
Unless he's a phenomenal liar, I don't think he has anything to do with the proto-molecule.
I don't think so
It's
either.
not him. Strickland turned up on Ganymede as a pediatrician. The connection is the daughter.
Corporate clinics are legally required to let parents remotely monitor their children from anywhere, right?
You have children of your own?
No. Could you please show us whatever you can of May?
How would she know that? Okay.
This was nearly an hour before the mirror fell.
So she could be alive.
Your daughter might still be alive.
Aww.
He knew a battle was coming.
Yeah, he sure did.
You're going to Ganymede to find Dr. Strickland. Please take me with you.
Yes, take him with you.
Alex, I'm busy.
Look, whatever the hell you're doing, it can wait. We got a serious goddamn problem here.
Mm-hmm.
Earth's not defenseless. They'll shoot him down.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not all.
And then they'll destroy Tycho.
Exactly. Hey, Amos. Nice tight shot there. Okay. Are they trying to show that there's like a lot of pull from it spinning?
Almost there.
It looks like it would be so hard. If Big Strong Amos is having a hard time. Jesus. Yeah, get them all struggling to breathe. That's a good way to take them out. Although it could kill Fred Johnson. Again, I know Drummer doesn't die. Gosh, Fred is still feisty.
Medic, get over here.
Drummer first.
Aw, Fred.
Alright, Dom. Okay, let's get you to medbay. Let's do one step at a time.
Yeah, kick this a-hole or shoot him. Okay. Well, the legend continues. Or it just starts for Drummer, I don't know.
This is the head.
Oh.
Plus a shower.
So you're locking me in? This is how you treat all your guests?
Yeah, it
You're
seems
not
to
a
be.
guest. You're a guide.
Fair.
Naomi said that you're coming with us to find your little girl.
It's a good enough reason.
It's a good reason.
Could me and Amos, like, be any more simpatico right now? Oh my god, we're meant to be. We're meant to be. I don't know what Amos's last name is, but I'm changing my last name to his last name.
I need to ask you something.
Uh-oh.
You found Cortazar missing after that. Why did you?
I went there to kill him.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever it takes to prevent another Eros.
You're not an executioner.
He defended Miller when he killed Dresden. How is this any different?
It's different because it's you.
Absolutely.
Not a murderer. It's not the James Holden I know and love.
We using the L word?
I need you to remind me of who I am so I can come back. I love you too.
Aww. Y'all need to stop lying to each other.
I promise. No more secrets.
Well, she got one. Naomi, you might want to talk. You might want to chat.
Oh, see there.
God, what?
He's just such a brat. He just, like, is such a brat. Maybe you should call them. Send them a little message. What's his story?
With all the time and repairs I put into this ship, it's hard to be more mine than yours.
You saved your life. Shut
Call it even.
Yeah.
But if you find the proto-molecule on Ganymede Station,
I sure as hell ain't gonna bring it back to you.
well, don't bother to come back here at all. And no safe harbor for you or your people.
What a
You still
little
think you're
bitch.
gonna be in charge when I get back?
Yeah, no doubt.
I really am sorry. You're just not a part of it anymore.
You're free to go.
Wow. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes I really like Holden, and then there's other times where I'm like, stop throwing your temper tantrums, you little whiny bitch. Okay. 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 I like Prax. I like him, Dr. Prax Meng. Prax Meng. Yes. I totally thought, because I was talking about Bobby walking on Earth and touching something green. Immediately when there was something green, I was like, no, it's this guy that I don't know, but now I am very attached to. I feel just like such sympathy for not only him losing his home, losing his daughter, losing his friend, but like now he has this hope and he's aboard the Rocinante, which I would say is the safest place in the universe, considering what they've survived. That he's gonna go back to Ganymede, and hopefully that's where his daughter is, and hopefully she's okay. Daughters don't fare well on this show, so I'm hoping it's less like Julie. I don't have anything else to compare that to because nothing good has happened. Nothing good has happened at all. I really like him as a character. I love that he's just a botanist. I don't think that Prax has anything to do whatsoever with whatever Strickland is involved with. Which Strickland, because he has the background that he does and he's a pediatrician, he might be a doctor and he might be able to treat children, but his background suggests that he is in other business, that he is very much still involved with Protogen and possibly what they would be doing with the protomolecule. And I'm wondering if that was on Ganymede, and maybe that's what attracted the blue individual. If they were coming to collect it, if they like picked up on a signature of it, because I really feel like Eros, when it was moving, that when it was talking, you know, it could have been talking to other bits of the protomolecule throughout the universe, not just in the torpedo and on Ganymede. So like it could very well be drawing more of that to that location. I just thought of that as I was talking, that like the fact that the protomolecule can speak. And even though it was speaking to Cortazar, I'm sure it speaks to itself. And like when it was dying from Eros, that like, you know, there was some other protomolecule bundle somewhere screaming because its friend was dying. I'm not sure if that's how the protomolecule works, but that is how I picture it in my mind. And I do have it up right now, like the whole screen that has Dr. Strickland's information, and he was a fellow of pediatric medicine. So at least he is a pediatrician, but he's more than a pediatrician. Hopefully he's not a pediatrician that is testing the blue stuff on children. This show like worries me so much. Like I think everyone's dying. Everyone's gonna die. Everybody's been traumatized. At some point, everyone's going to be spaced. That was wild. That was absolutely wild. I was like, this is such a happy moment. I thought it was really weird that she was smiling and that they were smiling at each other and that they were enjoying being kind of weightless. And then, so that's the thing, is like the belt being treated the way that they have for such a long period of time is that they are possessions, or that they are less than, or that they are just merely test subjects. You know, the fact that at some point they're going to fight back, shouldn't be shocked. I just hate the fact that innocent people had to suffer for it, because I really think like the top brass in Mars and the top brass in Earth are the ones responsible for it the most. Even though I love Christian, she's not helping the belt by any means. She said often Earth first. And now, of course, we saw Diogo. He was being very cocky as he's speaking to Fred Johnson. Was not afraid of him. He's pretty much that radicalized teenager that is like, I mean, I swear if you put a bomb strapped to his chest, he would walk into the UN on Earth and just blow it up. Like he sees a pride and an honor in dying for the belt, suffering for the belt. That is a dangerous type of radicalization. And the Black Sky kind of faction of the OPA taking over Tycho Station and trying to get the missiles, whether they were going to give them back to Earth or they were going to give them back to Earth. I think Anderson Dawes' message resonated even with me. The things that he was saying, that, you know, that we're seen as nothing, you know, we're under their boot. That stops today. That stops now. We have Fred Johnson's weapon. I very much understand the frustrations that the Belters are going through and how they feel, and that they're tired of it. I don't think that a lot of these factions necessarily have their shit together. They're very gung-ho, let's go in guns blazing rather than having something that is very well thought out. Just deciding to shoot missiles at Earth, I don't know what that was going to accomplish other than getting Tycho Station blown up, which is exactly what Fred Johnson said. Again, I wasn't afraid the drummer was going to die, but her having a hole in her abdomen and still breaking away from Alex and killing the two people from the Black Sky faction of the OPA and then walking on. I would have been milking that for all it's worth, and she's like, I don't need no stinking help. She's a cool chick. She's a cool chick. I like her. When she opened up a little bit to Naomi about Dawes and how she was with Dawes and was working for Dawes when they came across Fred Johnson, the fact that she is very loyal to Fred, something happened with Dawes and Fred Johnson and her, and I'm not quite sure what that was, but she definitely chose Fred. But she did tell Fred to like take the message from Dawes like in his office, and when he didn't, like you could tell she was kind of like, oh shit. And I don't know if she knew something was coming, if she was prepared for it, if she had some idea that that was going to happen. That would be very upsetting if she helped Dawes, especially because, Holden kind of calls her out on her being the head of security and that, like she's either shitty at her job or the people that she works with has turned on her. And we did see one guy turn on her and she kills him. But I'm wondering if she was also part of that or not. And then there was a weird moment. I don't know why it really stuck out to me, but when Naomi was talking to Prax and she was saying something about how parents are allowed to monitor their children, and he's like, oh, you have children, and she's like, no, and then like moved on. I was like, was she monitored by her parents, or did she have a child that she monitored? Like, I don't know, like that really stuck out to me for some reason. That was a weird moment. We're gonna log that one for the future just in case. And she still has to give a name to Fred Johnson. I didn't forget about that. Now, Amos. We had 3 moments in which we said the exact same thing. It's meant to be. It's meant to be. Partners for life. Anything I can do to tie myself to him, yes. Or tie myself to him. TMI. But the fact that he, he walked out of wherever he walked out of, having a rough night. He looked like he had sweat through his clothing. He looked a mess. He had a cut lip. He's never curt with anybody. And Alex was kind of like, what the hell's wrong with you? What the hell's wrong with you? And, he was just kind of like in his own little mental state of just like, I just don't want to deal with anything right now. And I'm sure it had to do with his mother. And the memory that he had in talking to Kotazar, and then he was looking for Lydia later on in the episode. So he's having these memories and these thoughts of the past, which I think is good for him, because I feel like that's the pieces of humanity that he can hold on to, the memories that he has. And when he's challenged by Alex, he brings up Alex's family, and it's not lost on me that Amos didn't have a family. So, or the family that he had wasn't what Alex had. Maybe he would have wanted what Alex had. And Alex really sees it as a low blow. I saw it as a low blow myself. But there's that moment where he just attacks Alex, and Alex is able to get Amos out of it. But Amos is just like, I can't do anything to you. I can't kill you because who's going to fly the ship? He had a moment where he thought it through. And this isn't a good idea. Not because he's my friend, but because who's gonna fly the ship? Whoa. And then you saw his lip quivering. Wes Chatham. He's something else. I can rave about all the acting on here. Jared Harris as Anderson Dawes dropping that nice little monologue. Perfect political speech. Just perfect. Fred Johnson, when he is faced with, giving the codes and then almost with dying, Chad Coleman does such a great job, such an amazing job. Stephen Strait is either charismatic or he's throwing a bitch fit. There's like no in between for Holden. Every now and then, like when he has a smile on his face, I'm like, well, that's disturbing. He's happy. Something seems wrong. But then you have Wes Chatham, who has just those little nuances to Amos, and I just appreciate those so much. Man. Okay, if we are not on Earth at a peace summit in the next episode, I'm gonna pull my hair out. Oh my god, I want to see Draper and Christian in the same room talking to each other. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna be friends. I don't necessarily think they're gonna be enemies. I think they're gonna be two women that understand each other. If that's not the case, then I read that situation wrong. But I'm really looking forward to it regardless. If that's not the case, then let's get to fucking Ganymede. Let's find the little blue man. I'm very curious about him. He's terrifying, but I want more. The political aspect of it, I care, but I don't care as much as I do about like the science of the proto-molecule and what the hell's happening with that. But I do care about some of the politics when it comes to Christian. Anderson, Dawes, and Fred Johnson, whatever. No, I know they're a big part, but it just doesn't appeal to me as much as Christian. I like watching somebody move chess pieces like the way Christian does. Anderson Dawes, I don't want to say that he's a bull in a china shop, but I would say he's more like a squirrel in a china shop. Like, he's still doing work and he's not destroying things, but he could. Holden, definitely a bull in a china shop. Jesus. He goes from like 0 to 100. Like, I don't hate Holden. I don't love him either. It's just like I have my moments where I'm like, he's a great guy. Oh, Jesus. He just did that, didn't he? Or, oh, wow, like, look at him drop a mic. Oh, stop acting like a little bitch. Like, it's one or the other. It's just varying degrees of, like, hot and cold with Holden. Okay, guys, full-length reaction will be available on my Patreon. You will need your own copy, but other than that, like, subscribe, get notifications, leave a comment down below if I missed anything in this episode. In particular, do not ruin anything for me in the future. No spoilers. None. Stop it. I love you guys so much. You guys are so much fun to talk about the science with, about the story, how much you love the story, but your excitement gives me more info than I think you intend. And although I love you and I appreciate you and I want to give you all a big hug for that, just like look at what you've written in the comments and just say, would this ruin anything? There's not much. It's just favorite characters normally mean big things. So I'm looking forward to the big things. But I don't think the stakes are as high when they're in trouble. That's all. Okay, guys. I'll see ya.